Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today we're setting up a new snake cage. And well, no, this isn't it. But if you want to set up a new snake cage and you're wanting to do kind of a, more of a display environment, which is what we've been doing lately, is sharing these display cages with you we're setting up. Now that doesn't mean we're getting away from racks. We're not. We're going to keep doing our ball pythons and racks. There's a huge point to why we do that. That makes a whole lot of sense if you're what we are. But we do want to have some of our other animals in these really cool display cages that need more room that wouldn't be as successful in racks. So that's what we're doing. And one of the best resources if you're trying to do that on a budget is, well, nature. So there's all kinds of really cool cage furniture here. A lot of times I go to the lake, which you can kind of see over there, but the lake's kind of flooded here right now and I can't really get to it. So we're going to use what we can find kind of in the yard. There's a few tricks to this we're going to show you, because anything out here in the wild is going to have, well, it could have bugs, it could have microorganisms, it could have all kinds of crap that you don't want to introduce to a foreign snake. In this case, it's going to be an Australian snake we're setting up. So I really don't want to introduce crap that's bad for my snake to it. So we're going to show you how to take stuff out of nature, make it safe for your enclosure, set up a really cool enclosure, and then introduce a really cool snake. So stay tuned with us. I'm going to walk down here now, and I'm going to grab a few sticks.
Hey YouTube, so Matt and Kurt went out in our backyard and had found a bunch of sticks for the carpet enclosure. And today I'm going to be showing you how to essentially make them safe to go in your house. So you just can't put them in as they are. You need to make sure that you take the time to kill the microbes on them, any insects, any germs, any bacteria, so it doesn't harm your snake. So what we've done is we've gone out, we've gone ahead and found the sticks that we want. We've broken them down to a safe size to put in the oven. And then I already have a set that's in there. So our oven is currently set to 350 degrees. We've given these about 30 minutes in there because they're larger. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this next round in. And I don't want the sticks to hit the side of my oven or the top, simply because I want to make sure that they are not able to catch on fire while they are baking. So I'm going to be real cautious when I put it in. I've given myself plenty of room up top, plenty of room down at the bottom, so that the coils aren't touching any of my sticks. I'm just going to go ahead and like rearrange one of them so that I can shut the door. And then I'm going to go ahead and shut it. And I'm going to stay in here for the next 20 minutes while these are baking at 350. I don't want to walk away because let's say a fire did catch inside my oven. I want to be here to be able to pull stuff out, turn off the oven, pull out our fire extinguisher, and just go ahead and clean it all up and take care of it. So it's really important that you stay close while you are doing any sort of baking in the oven regarding killing off germs and microbes. But as you can see, the ones that we've done look really good. These will be great for Kronos as well as the other carpet that we have. They're a little bit warm to the touch at this point, but this initially had a bunch of ants crawling on it. We killed those by rinsing them and then shook them off pretty good outside. Made sure that we got as many off as we could before we came inside and stuck them in the oven. Same thing on these other ones. And then again, we wanted to make sure that we gave them 30 minutes because these were larger, but with the smaller ones, we'll only give them 20. There we go. Now you know how to kill those germs on your new sticks for your enclosure.
You guys have now seen us cook sticks, get everything ready to go for this cage. And if you're a Patreon member, you actually get to see Aaron make a really cool cheesy potato dish. So if you're there, stay tuned for that. If not, we don't always do cooking shows, but it's been requested, I'll always squeeze one in there for y'all. But if you're not a Patreon member, we're back to do some of this. So we're going to go ahead and set up this cage, introduce the animal. I'm really excited about this. Truth be told, this is an animal that I needed to get into a different cage quite a while ago. I just don't really like keeping it in the tub. It was in a different cage, it outgrew it, had to go into a tub temporarily while we're getting these things set up and getting this running, and now it's ready to come out the tub and go into the cage that it deserves. So, really excited about that. But first, let's set this cage up. And you're saying, well, why does this one need to have a different cage? Well, was that you? Was that thing? Man, it's quite simple, really. It needs a different cage because it's a semi-arboreal snake. And a semi-arboreal snake, get my cord out the way here, really shouldn't be in a tub, which is what it was in for a while. Now, did that slow it down anything? No. It's been doing really well. Hear the gaboon viper hissing at me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put our reptile prime in here. Which, this bag's almost done, so I know we're going to take at least this whole bag. Or the remainders of this whole bag, I should say. Just dump it in there. Once we get that in there, we can kind of spread it out a little bit. And you can see, like I figured, it did take, still a little bit more left. I don't know if we have to do the vacuum in here, but they're going to be really pissed. And the reason I say that is because Question Girl's running the camera today. We're finishing this up, and she's the one that does most of the vacuuming in here. So when I make a big mess, she's just like, really? Why are you so messy? Why are you such a human tornado? And the answer is, I don't know. I just kind of am. So get our fresh new bag of this stuff. And I'll add a little bit more here. Again, I like the coconut for a lot of animals, and including my carpet pythons. You have great control over the humidity with this stuff. And, you know, a lot of coconuts, any coconut's good. Not all coconuts are created equal. I do really like the cut on this material. That's probably my favorite thing about it, and how low the dust is. I'm not over here gasping and choking and wheezing like I have been with some other coconuts when I do this. And it's got enough fiber in it that it doesn't look like coffee grounds when you get it wet. So, perfect. Add ourselves a nice clean water dish. And even though this is non-venomous, I still like to put it in the front, just because. The next thing we're going to do is grab our handy dandy hose and go ahead and moisten some of this up. Make sure we're on the right setting. It's probably one of my favorite things about my new reptile room is just the ability to hook up and use a hose. It just really, I mean, makes the day good. Make sure the heat's still running on this thing. Yep, perfect. And for filling that up, we can switch to a little faster method. Done and done. Perfect. Toss that aside. And then we're going to go ahead and pull this animal down. Ugh. I think she struck at me just a little while ago. Now, we baked all these sticks, and again, we did that for, you want to do it at least 20 minutes, 350 degrees. We may not use them all, but the idea was to grab some in the yard that we really liked, that we could then kind of place in the cage in different positions to really just, you know, give it some legit areas to get off the ground and climb on. And you can see, not everything always cooperates with you, especially when you're using a bunch of wild, or not animals, but just things we find. And if I don't like this, the cool thing is, I can always come in and I can redo it. This should give some really cool, natural look to it. Now, I have found with carpet pythons in the past, no matter what I do for this, it's going to rearrange it the way it chooses. And so there's really not a whole lot of point into making it too artsy. And that should give it some ways to get up and off the ground and hide in there if it wants. Some of these little ones here, I won't use. If you heard that noise, we're really making the gaboon pissed off by doing all this. So the next thing we're going to do is, again, we've really kind of made the snake a little bit angry. So we are going to be prepared to just see her attitude today. And what this is, yes, I know, girly. I put you in there just fine. This is our jungle carpet python. Let me see if she's going to behave. Are you going to behave? Yeah, you're going to behave. So, let you get a good view of her. Beautiful, beautiful snake. And we're going to introduce you to your new cage. Come on. Get in there. Now, this is not a jag. And you may be saying, okay, well, I know you have a really nice jungle jag. And we do, but we're not going to breed jag to jag because jag to jag is definitely a pairing you don't want to do, as it can be or will be lethal. So you can see she's ready to rock my socks off. So we're going to go ahead and just slide her closed. Now we do have a lock on this cage. It's really not needed, but we'll still use it. Did she just have a go?
I think she tried.
You can't get me, girl. You're behind polycarbonate. So, and you can see in there, she's going to look really nice, have some things to climb on. What I'll probably do is when the lake goes down, go give me some thick pieces of driftwood that look really cool, put some of that in there, maybe add some fake plants and some leaf litter. I don't know, whatever I want to do. And that's one thing I do like about these TGR cages, and the fact that we're setting up these displays, is I can do a lot of really cool stuff with it, and it's going to make this room look really, really awesome. Now, people have asked, well, you're going to put all your ball pythons and things like this. No, we're not. My ball pythons will do better for me in what I do in a rack system. Guaranteed 100%, no doubt about it. But these guys will do much better than this, especially these carpets. I do like a little bit of climbing ability. There you go. See it locked in, so she can't get that open. And you can see she already went to the sticks and got someone off the ground. Already knocked a few of them down. But they don't need a super ton of height. They just need to be able to feel like they're getting up. And she's going to be able to do that there. She's going to do wonderful in that cage, and I'm really excited. All right, so that fills up these 3 TGR cages. I can already tell you, since I've had them, man, I really, really like them. We've had a lot of compliments on them. People who have been here have thought they look great. Even Erin thinks they look awesome, and she is not a fan of the Gaboon Viper, but I see her even checking on him when she comes in this cage. So we will be adding more of these to do this room, and I am extremely excited about it. So I can't wait to share more of that with you and more of the things coming. And this year we're not breeding this girl, but by next year what we'll be able to do is breed her. I have an even bigger cage coming for my male carpet, my jungle jag. He's going to get a really awesome environment, and he really deserves that because he was one of the first snakes I got when I got, actually he was the first that I got when I got back into snakes after having chameleons. So really excited to give him a really awesome environment. He's had a pretty cool one, but we can do better. And that's what we're going to do for him. And then they'll be able to breed in his cage. So she'll go see him and they'll breed in there. Now, eventually she's going to get so big that we'll swap him into a smaller cage and she'll get the really big one, but it'll still be bigger than the current cage he has. All right, question girl, any questions?
Yes, I thought you just said that you weren't going to be breeding her with your other carpet before you put her in. So I guess I'm confused because that's the only carpet we have.
Right. You misunderstood me. I said she's not a jag. She's a straight jungle carpet. My male's a jungle jag. So we can do a jungle jag to a jungle pairing. And what we'll do is bring out more of the yellows in our jag line. But that's a safe pairing. You will have the jaguar gene in there. And there is some people that feel like that's not so great. I personally had no issues with it. I love it. And my snake is like, he's really, really capable, so I have no concern. Now, if this was another jungle jag, or anything with the jag gene, putting 2 jag genes together is not good. You will make a leucistic carpet python, but they'll die. They'll either die in the egg or die shortly out. So we are avoiding doing any jag to jag pairings, but doing a jungle to a jungle jag, perfectly safe, so we will be doing that. I hand selected her for a color as a baby to make that pairing. So she was chosen specifically for that purpose. And we adore her because we also adore Kronos. Kronos being the male. All right, guys, any more questions before we go?
Yeah, these racks right here that you've gotten from TGR, what do they run typically for someone who might be interested in maybe getting one?
We did an entire video just on that and broke down the cost already. It's all going to depend on the size and what options you get. So we got that in a past video. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.